Hey guys,
Hey,
how's it going?
it's going very well. Let's wait for people to drip in.
Sure.
Okay, welcome. Welcome, our friends from Meta Lordz. Tonight we will talk about the game Meta Lordz, and of course, also we talk about the in game footage, and we will showcase some nice footage from there. Welcome, Glorfindel and Ish.
Hey, hey. Hey, Bart, how's it going?
It's going really good. Can I call you by your first name, or do you wish to remain under the name Glorfindel?
We can go with Glorfindel, it's fine.
Perfect. So, maybe you can introduce yourself. Tell us a bit more about the project, and then we will gradually go on to the showcasing of the video or of the footage.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so hey team, it's great to be here. It's great to be having this AMA with you guys. We've been in talks with Versa for a minute right now, and we've been getting great feedback from them, hearing a lot of good stuff about this community. So it's awesome to kind of finally make it happen. I also took a minute to read the questions that are already posted in the AMA questions channel. So thank you for the engagement there. And I'm going to try to address them, or a few of them, as I kind of talk a little bit about the vision we have for the game. And I saw a couple of questions are not only about the long-term vision, but the short-term vision for the project. So I'll try to answer to get to a couple of those as I talk about the product. So let's start with maybe the longer-term stuff, and then we get to where we are right now. Our vision for Meta Lordz is effectively to create a hub that's going to take form in a medieval town that's going to host a variety of different gameplay experiences for our players in our community. The first game experience that we're building right now, so now I'm getting a little bit into the short-term stuff, is a MOBA. So if you ever played Dota or League of Legends or any brawler really, this is the type of feel that we're trying to get into the game right now. So we have a few game modes in place already, such as a free-for-all, and we're working on a team match. But effectively, think about a game that you have a character, you have a certain set of equipment, spells, skills, and you battle each other. So this is in the works right now, and in fact, the gameplay test, or sorry, the community play test that we have next week will be of that portion of the game. And as Bart mentioned, we're also actually giving you a sneak peek today of how that looks like. We're playing live. Hopefully, it's going to go well. You know how those live demos usually are. But knock on wood, it's going to be all right.
It will go all right.
And this is, yeah. I mean, to be honest, we played a little bit earlier today, and we had a good time. So I'm hoping it's going to go all right. But so to answer the question, right, or to give you guys a little bit more context, this is the first step towards building that long-term vision of having this hub of different types of opportunities and different types of experiences that will cater to players that are looking for a medieval. I hate using the word metaverse, but in this case, it really is interoperable. So let me say a medieval metaverse with that theme of like battling, building a character, having RPG elements, and also world building elements to this experience. Right now, and by right now I mean from next Monday the 25th, you'll be able to experience firsthand the what we're calling pre-alpha of the MOBA part of that town. The town is being built in parallel, so this is probably, well, it is for sure the next thing that we're going to be releasing after the MOBA. But we anticipate to actually launch the MOBA and then getting a little bit into our roadmap here later this year. So it's going to be live with everything working and with the meta game implemented. And then at the beginning of next year, we're going to implement the town, and with that comes a bunch of other functionality, such as castle takeovers, a flea market. There's a bunch of stuff that we are envisioning to include there, and there's a bunch of stuff that we're working on already today. So the long short of it is, right now we are focusing on the MOBA. You can select a character. In fact, you use NFTs, of course, to own a character. Equip it with a set of different weapons, armor, etc. Buy consumables, enter an arena, and play against your friends. And in the near future, with your friends in a team setting.
Yeah, and at this point, well, like we played this afternoon to prepare a little bit for tonight, and it was really chaotic in a funny way. It's you think you have the kill, but then somebody steals your kill, and you think you survive, but then you are getting killed and ganked from behind. It's really fun to play.
Yeah, it is. It is chaotic, and this afternoon it was just kind of. I mean, I love gaming. I've been a gamer my whole life, and I've been working with games for the best part of 10 years. So I consider myself an okay gamer. But we had some high caliber people in that session.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I was getting wrecked the whole session. So there's that. But yeah, it was good fun. The other thing I didn't mention, and maybe it is worth mentioning, is that so I talked a little bit about the vision we have for the product itself, but I didn't get to talk about the ethos behind it. So our idea with Meta Lordz was never to launch an NFT collection, capitalize on it, raise a ton of money, and then start building a product. Our idea was actually the very opposite of that, which was always based on let's build a kick-ass product, first, then we let the product speak for itself. And this is what we're trying to do. So the first batch of NFTs we sold was a small test batch, effectively. And right now you cannot buy NFTs directly from us because we are not selling them. We are focusing on actually building the product. As I mentioned, later this year we will go live with NFT sales, and we're going to be talking about the giveaway and the prizes for people participating in this playtest. But one of them is you'll be able to get a spot in the whitelist for purchasing NFTs. But I think it is important to emphasize that we are not a project, that started with some sort of NFT collection to capitalize on the market momentum that was pretty good up until not too long ago, to then go and build a product. We are a team of experienced game developers. So I've been in the gaming industry for the best part of 10 years. And we have people from other, blue chip companies like Google and Meta and some other gaming companies as well.
Blizzard,
And we want
Activision, Miracle, RV Technologies. So the list goes on and on, and I think it's you go over it really quickly and like it's a common thing. But I like to emphasize on that because like with creating the article, there's near to nothing on the website describing that part of the game and that part of the team, because we started talking with each other a couple months back, and it was really. For us, it was not hard to get information, but it was. There's no common information on the website. There's no elaborate white paper that overpromises a lot of stuff. From the get-go, it was focused on quality of the game before anything else. No weird tokenomics present. No white paper that says you can earn this and you can earn that. It will be play and earn. It will be created by really good developers, a really seasoned team. And it's first the game and then everything else. And that's what got me really interested. And that's what you immediately hooked me on, because all the other projects do it completely differently. Like you said, they first drain the community from their money with NFT collections. And then they start promising, okay, in 3 months we will do this, and in 5 months we will do that, and then it gets postponed, and eventually people lose interest. And what the goal for this AMA and multiple AMAs for the future will be, we will try to build up momentum up to the live play of the game, where we have so much momentum and people are so much interested that we have actually something to show to the community, instead of the other way around, promising golden mountains and delivering nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's great to hear that it resonates, and that is precisely, the vision. We didn't want to emphasize. So I guess a good way of putting this is, we are a game first that happens to be built on blockchain because we see the value of that interoperability, and we see the value of letting the players be the agents and the owners of the amount of time and effort that they spend in this game, right? So it's only fair from a gaming perspective. And again, coming from Activision, I think if you look at like people that spend hours on end on titles such as Call of Duty, Warcraft, and so on and so forth, it's only fair to let them benefit from that beyond the extent of that specific title. So this is very much how we tackle this. We're like, okay, let's build a kick-ass game first. And of course, let's use blockchain to enable that, to add that interoperability element, to add that ownership element that Web2 games can't provide. So that's it. That's well said there. Thanks for the nudge, Bart. And so this is it about the vision, I guess, about the product. Should we just fire up the game and show the guys and the girls a little bit about what we're building?
Yeah, please.
Let's do that.
If
all right,
let me fire it up. Let me see if I'm actually streaming that. I will take another window. Okay. Where is it? I will just share my entire screen. Tunnel vision.
By the way, I don't think we actually touched on this, but just to be very explicit, this is a super, super, super pre-alpha. So graphics, well, audio is not even present. So this is 100% work in progress.
Sorry.
But hopefully it's going to give you a little bit of a feel of how the game works and looks and feels like. Also, I think Discord doesn't do it justice with the frame rate, but hey, let's go.
Yeah, it's 1080 for me.
Oh, what a great double kill.
Oh,
Great double kill just at the beginning. That's how I like it.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, Sal, get out of here. Hey, KS, I like that. Very. So maybe while I'm getting killed, I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay. So you can see each one of the characters, they have 3 distinct base skills. They are that are tagged to Q, W, and E. Then each one of the characters have like a semi-special, I would call it, which is the D that you have to build a little bit of rage to use, and then they have their full ultimate or special, which is R. So effectively, you have 5 skills to benefit from, plus your primary attack, and that should add a lot of dynamism to the game. We are testing having less skills, more skills. So as I mentioned, everything here can change and probably will as we develop the game. But our ambition with this game mode specifically was to build something that is quick to jump in, play for a couple matches. Each match should last for up to 10 minutes, and it gives you that quick kind of injection of fun and reward of just like jumping into a game, playing a couple matches, and then dropping back out to do whatever it is that you were doing. Now, if you want to have a quicker or a longer session, of course, that can work as well, and we're going to add a lot of depth to the game to enable for that. I remember one of the questions actually in the AMA channel was about this, which is like, how approachable is this game? Can you just jump in and out and stuff like that? And absolutely yes. Our vision for this is for this first game mode to be very quick and approachable. As I mentioned, 10-minute matches and stuff like that. And as we develop the game, we're going to be doing other types of game modes that require more time and therefore are deeper and can offer a little bit more depth for those players that want to spend, let's say, a couple hours in a longer session, maybe knowing the backstory of a specific character with a single player experience in mind, and so on and so forth.
Oh.
Now I'm going to stop talking because people are wrecking me and I want to kill everyone.
Yeah, of course. Well, then I'll start talking and hide behind the branch in the corner.
Oh, good to know.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's the fun part this afternoon is that, like you said, a lot of us are seasoned gamers also, and I cannot play and talk. But it's a fast-paced MOBA game at this point, and guys, be mindful. This is a pre-alpha. It's not even an alpha yet. It's meant to help the developers create a better game. So fill out the form in the link from Discord. You will be granted access to the pre-alpha or the playtest. Immediately when I start talking and playing, and Cell takes on everybody. But
yeah.
You can get access, and that's it. The fun part is that you actually win something when you are one of the guys or girls who are playing the most and giving the best and most feedback, discover bugs, help the team, and you will win an exclusive NFT. But all the playtesters will receive a badge, and that badge will help you longer down the line in the game, and it will have some special benefits. So everybody who helps playtesting will get well, it's actually an NFT, but it's bound to your account, to your email address, and with that you will have benefits later down the road in the game, little perks here and there. Exactly what is not known for now, but but the fun part is that you actually have something, and you will get a whitelist spot for the NFT mint coming up when the game goes live. And actually, that's without overpromising. I thought it was somewhere in the shit cell. It was somewhere.
Right. Should we?
No, it's okay. It was somewhere Q4 or so.
Yeah, that's right. I was just going to suggest. I mean, should we go back to the AMA now and maybe talk a little bit about the community playtest now that you've kindly explained a little bit about the
Yeah.
giveaway and the other bits that we're doing.
When I kindly
Okay.
was wrecked by everybody.
Exactly. You can stop killing me now, Sal. I'm out. Okay. Sal is our CEO, by the way. He was in this call and he was just wrecking me. No mercy at all. Okay. So,
Well,
the community playtest,
then you know what you get for Christmas.
right? So I was going to say the community playtest, as Bart was mentioning, there's the main purpose of this playtest right now is to assess the initial gameplay mechanics that we are included and that we have included, such as the spells, how the game feels from a player perspective. Is it fast-paced? Is it slow-paced? You know, all of the components that actually combined create this experience, such as the different cooldowns, the rage bar, the HP bar, and everything else. We want feedback on all that stuff. I'm going to caveat that, one, you're going to see that visually, a lot of the assets are still low poly, and we are 100% cognizant of that, and we will work on that. But right now, we're not focusing on actually polishing the visuals of the game, but rather building the mechanics behind what we see in front of you. So I'm gonna, anticipate that it's not as pretty as we hope it will be. Not to soon enough, I would say, right, later this year. That's one thing. The second thing is I want to talk a little bit about the process to be part of that stuff, and it's pretty simple actually. One, you just have to fill the registration form, as Bart mentioned. He kindly posted the link here, and I'm happy to post the link later as well in the general chat. And it shouldn't take you 5 minutes. It's going to ask you about your gaming experience and whether you've done Q&A before, or whether you're happy to participate in the playtest and so on and so forth. After that, you will then receive another form asking you to pick slots for the next 2 weeks. So this playtest is going live on Monday, and we're going to have 4 slots over the next 2 weeks. I can actually cover the slots right now really quickly, just so you know exactly what we're talking about. If you give me 1 second, I'm just pulling it from my computer here. So we have slots on the 25th, which is Monday. All these times are Central European, right? So 25th at 8 p.m., 27th, which is Wednesday, at 3 p.m., 29th, which is Friday, at 12 midday, and then 30th, which is Saturday, at 5 p.m. So we try to get a bunch of different time zones into those slots, and we also spread it throughout the week so people have the option to sign for times that work for them. And finally, after you go in, you sign up, you have your slot, you're going to receive an email with the build. You download the build, has around 700 megs, so you should probably do that before the time that you have the session. During the session, you're going to receive like a 5-minute intro tutorial about how to play the game. Then you're going to have a 30-minute-ish session with at least 1 or 2 people from our team and other testers. And then at the end of that, you're going to receive a feedback form. Before that, actually, you're going to do some live feedback with the team. If you have any kind of burning questions or points that you want to make, we're going to be there to take it from you. And then you're going to receive a feedback form that I'm going to ask you to please fill in and help us out with your opinion on how the game is looking like. As Bart mentioned, this is going to be tied to a giveaway. So Versa is giving away 1,500 Versa tokens. They're kind enough to do that. So 300 Versa tokens for 5 people, right, Bart?
Yeah, that's for today.
Those are going to be. That's for today, and those are going to be randomly selected. Then for the playtest, again, as Bart mentioned, everyone that participates in our playtest is going to get 2 things. The first one is a spot in the whitelist for the NFT launch. So you can have access to the sales before public sales are on. So in case you want to buy an NFT, you're gonna have first dibs basically to pay mint price, and then you also get a badge NFT. that basically says, hey, you are the kind of OG playtester that helped us build the game. When the game is live, that badge is going to be a visual kind of element that you can add to your character. We haven't defined what how it's going to look like, whether it's an armor set or some sort of companion or something completely different to that. But for sure, we will add kind of a visual recognition element of that badge to all of the people in the community that have helped us test this game. And then the last one is for the top contributor, we're actually giving away one NFT character. And that is going to be selected based on the following criteria. People who have, one, played the most, the community playtest, so you can participate in multiple sessions. And two, provided feedback in the forums, and also it can either be via our Discord channels or live in our calls. So this is very much like whoever contributes the most gets that NFT as a form of reward, because I know it's extremely valuable to us to hear your input on this. So we'd love to have that. So this is basically the process, right? To participate in this thing. It's very, very easy. There's no you don't have to connect. Oh, this is an important point actually. This is not integrated to any sort of wallet. So no MetaMask connection, no nothing connection right now. It's purely gameplay. So you do not have to own an NFT. You do not have to give any sort of wallet access or anything like that, because we are very cognizant that those things can be very sensitive to some people, and of course we don't want to face or have any kind of risk with that.
Yeah,
so it's completely off chain right now.
I want to address that. When we started, when I created the form for the playtesting, we didn't know which way we wanted to go with the NFTs or with the tokens. So I'll have a question put in there with what is your MetaMask address. It will not be shared, of course, with anybody. So, but if you don't want to give out your MetaMask address in the type form, it's okay. It's okay. We don't need it, but it was in there, and because of the fact that we didn't know which way to go with the giveaways for this event up to today, because it wasn't decided yet. So for that, the question is in there, but it's okay. Eventually, there will be connection with MetaMask, but it's not needed to fill out your MetaMask address in the type form. So that's something I wanted to add.
Yeah, exactly. And in your defense, we were still figuring out whether we would test it on chain or not, and exactly because of the reason I just mentioned, we decided to go completely off chain.
Yeah.
So we have no risks. Okay, should we? I see we have a bunch of questions. I try to address a few of them. Should we go through those questions now? How do you like to go about this?
Yeah, I will name some questions. Nalaka and the last name I cannot pronounce. Everybody talks about long-term vision and mission, but I want to know your short-term goals. Which area is Meta Lordz team more focused on right now? Well, I think that's fairly pointed out so far. We start with the playtesting, or at least I say we, like I'm part of the company, but we start out with the playtesting, and eventually we will gradually build out to a live version. Correct?
That's it. By the way, Black Sheep is part of our team. So just so everybody knows, this is not a random guy just answering all the questions. Our team is actually taking the questions live as you guys are posting it. So that's absolutely right. Our focus right now is, I would say, 85% the MOBA component that you just saw. And the other 15% are effectively the meta game around that. So having the town ready for launch early next year, and also the systems in place to be able to connect that with other elements that we want to include in the game. But now 85% of the team is literally building the MOBA day in, day out.
Yeah. It's more worth mentioning also that the social aspect, the connecting through the town, etc., that will be a long-term vision, of course. But it's, for once, I dare to mention that it is actually something achievable, instead of first launching NFTs and then coming back with empty promises on the long run. first start playing the game, decide if you like it. It's fast paced, it's really fun. And especially when you're competitive. Actually, this afternoon I was sweating during playing and swearing. So it was actually so much fun to play, especially when there's 8 people in the game. So find it out for yourself. Question: what are the requirements or qualifications for playing Meta Lordz games? And will there be a step-by-step tutorial? Well, Glorfindel, what's your take on that?
Yeah, so if just to make sure, so this is to do with the playtest, I imagine, right? The question. So there is no qualification required or anything like that. If you have previous QA experience, I think there's that question in the form. If you have previous QA experience, that's excellent, but you don't have to, right? If you're just like a player or even not a player, you know, a gamer, it's completely fine. We literally want to take everybody's opinion on this. The more, the merrier. And I think I explained the process before, but effectively fill in the form, download the game, have a session after you book it with us, and give us feedback. Is that simple?
Yeah, exactly. Smart contracts are vulnerable to bugs, and even recently, 3 big DeFi projects were victims of this, costing users funds. How efficient and secure will your smart contracts be, and did you audit via an external party?
That's a great point, and let me caveat my answer here to, with the fact that I'm not a blockchain expert, nor a technical person. So I'm going to give you my best, but of course we can add a lot more context to this in the chat, and I'm sure Black Sheep's already doing that. But effectively, there's 3 main things, right? One is, of course, our contracts are going to be fully audited by the big companies that actually do auditing, as opposed to just give you a stamp, because we want to make sure they're bulletproof. Every change in every single smart contract we have related with the game will be audited, so nothing will go kind of unnoticed. Together with that, of course, we're going to have multi-sig in all the major wallets, and that's between all of the leadership team, which I'm part of, and there's another 5 people, so there's that. And then for our bigger pots and accounts and assets, we also going to have insurance. When it makes sense to have insurance. I think some of the crypto things aren't insurable right now, but of course fiat and other elements within crypto are. So we also exploring those options. So just to be clear, and also linking this to another question I read in the AMA channel, the gameplay of the game is off chain, right? And right now there's basically no real time game that's built on chain, because blockchain is a very inefficient network or a way to run a game, because it's extremely slow from that perspective. It's very efficient to function as a ledger, which that's what it is. But the moment you actually try to run real-time stuff on chain, it becomes a disaster, right? So the game is primarily off-chain, and that's connected with the assets on-chain. Just to be clear, because I think there was a question around that as well.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The other question is, it's built on Unity as well, because somebody was asking what was the engine.
Yeah, it's there's no blockchain with throughput speeds that can actually support a game, and you don't want that. Also, you want your game to run smoothly. You want to have the gameplay first, and that can only be done on dedicated servers, and that's how the game will be built. Of course, synchronizing your in-game assets like the character NFTs, upgrades, weapons, consumables, that will be implemented later, but it will be, like you said, Glorfindel, based on the ledger of the blockchain, and not built as a game on the blockchain. It will be all synchronized, with logging out and logging in.
That's right. Well, not necessarily with a log out and log in. Actually, we might have other events, but you're right. It's basically the game runs off chain.
Yeah. People like to know more about Meta Lordz. Where can we find out more? Well, the website and the Discord channel. You can find both links to that in the announcement for this AMA tonight and the event. So go visit their website. Go visit the Discord channel or the Discord server. That's there's a lot of information there.
Let me just give a sorry. I'll just quickly, add to that and say that, as the person leading marketing community, I am happy to announce that we are actually getting a new website deployed really, really, really soon with a lot more information on the game. Um, the website we have right now live, as you mentioned before, Bart, is not super informative and it keeps it maybe too close to our chest. Now it's time that we start talking a little bit more about what we have under wraps. And for that, we have a new website that I think is looking spanky, really nice. And that's going to be launched very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, great. Where are you currently in app development? Well, playtesting. It's even not even an alpha. It's pre-alpha solely for the purpose of the mechanics of the game, and it will be polished up for an alpha and later on for a beta, and then it will go live. Or did I go wrong somewhere there?
That's exactly it. And well, let's put a little bit of dates there. To also kind of give visibility to the community. We are in pre-alpha right now. We have in the community playtest for the next 2 weeks. Then we're going to reassess and probably run another couple of weeks with the community playtest to make sure we get all the data we need to continue with the game development. Then we're going to shut the server down completely, focus on continue to build the game to then have an alpha version ready later this year. I would say in a couple of months' time, I can say that. Together with that alpha version that we're bringing out, that's then is going to be basically a game always on, persistent experience type of situation. And then, of course, we're going to do our NFT collection drop for people that want to buy the NFTs to be able to be part of the game or play the game. And then next year, we're going to add the other elements that we mentioned. And then we would classify ourselves out of beta. But until then, we will be a live game, just to emphasize that part. We will be a live game, but we'll still be classified as a, alpha and beta stages because we don't consider the game to be complete before having that town hub element I just mentioned. And together with that, I also wanted to touch on another important question I read here earlier, which was how can people access the game? Does everyone need to buy an NFT? What if I don't have money and stuff like that? Or I don't want to spend that money in an NFT right now. And I think there's two things there. One, we are 100% on board, and we 100% understand players that do not want to invest that money in an NFT or can't. So I guarantee you there'll be multiple avenues to play this game without necessarily purchasing the NFT upfront. One of those ways, of course, is going to be through guilds and scholarship systems, but we're also exploring other ways beyond that. And we expect to have actually a good chunk of partners in the guild department because we have been talking to a few, and I think it's going to be great. But we also want to give players the option to go beyond guilds if for some reason those scholarships are too hard to get. So what I can tell you is we're looking at multiple ways to onboard players, and if you want to play our game, even without being able to buy an NFT upfront, you will be able to, and we'll figure out how. And I can't talk too much about it right now because we're still in the process of building that thing, but we are 100% thinking about those players too.
Yeah, sorry, I was playing.
You guys still on?
Yeah,
I'm missing out.
I'm logged out now. Yeah, there was also questions about play to earn, and Black Sheep already answered a big chunk of them. But in contrast to a lot of other projects, it will be mainly focused on playing and with a chance of earning something, but to prevent draining the economy from the game, it will not rest on play to earn. So there will be no real huge token dumps possible because it's focused on the gameplay and on the gamers to give them a good experience instead of opening up the doors for mercenary investors who will drain from the outside. Correct?
That's right. That's right. And I think that's an interesting. There's a way I like to talk about that, which is, we are not designing this game to enable people or prioritizing. Let me use the word prioritize here. Prioritizing people that want to make a living out of this game. So we are not trying to build something along the lines of what X Infinity represented, especially when it first came out, where in some regions people were literally living off of it. And the reasoning is we don't want to build a game that people play during work hours because it's work. We want to play. We want to build a game that people play after they're done working. That you have fun, right? I think this is the key word for us here. It's like we want to deliver a good experience that people have fun playing. And as I mentioned, it happened to be on blockchain and it happened to be interoperable, and you have full ownership of your assets. That's great. You can trade. You can actually make money as well. That's all good, right? But this is not the focus of this game. The focus of this game is having a good gameplay experience first. I want to be really clear about that.
Perfect. For future notice, when do you think that the community, the town, and the hub with all the shops will come out?
That's slated for Q1 next year.
Okay. And will there be a blacksmith and horse trading, or how will that look? How will you envision that?
So I don't want to jump the gun here and talk more than I can because the team would kill me. But I'll give you a little bit of what I know I can. The town will function as a hub, which its main or one of its main, let's say, reasons for existing is player the social element of players coexisting with one another. And what I mean by that is you're going to be in town and you're going to be with your friends, with people from a guild, etc., etc. Together with that comes all the trading that you would expect in a social environment. So you would have, yes, you would have flea markets that would enable you to trade the stuff you have in town if you wanted to. And equally, you would be able to also, and maybe here it's me speaking a little bit more than what I should, but anyway, I'm going to give it to you. You also be able to trade with NPCs, as I mentioned before, right? This is focused on a fun gameplay, and we think NPCs play a huge role in actually creating that narrative and expanding basically player context in the world they were trying to create. So yes, that town we have like flea markets and blacksmiths and stables and a castle and a lot more. And the main reason we're building the town is because there you'll be able to hang out with your friends, hang out with the people from your clan, kind of showcase the character that you have been building. And by the way, I don't know if this is clear, but the one character that you use for, let's say, your MOBA sessions is exactly the same. So all of the equipment, everything you have, your XP, the way you look, everything carries over between all of those different experiences, right? And and maybe it's me here giving you a little bit more than I should, but again, castles, right? We will have a castle, and that castle is going to have events, and people are going to take over the castle in a team fashion. That's going to generate epic rewards. So all of those things are going to carry over. And I guess I went way beyond what I should have with your question, but I just get excited about these things. Main purpose of the town, just to be succinct, give players a social space to be with their friends and clan members, sell their stuff, trade stuff, and embark in these different experiences. The first one being the MOBA, and then more to come.
Yeah, as long as I keep quiet, you keep talking. So I love my questions for that.
I never learned.
Hey, shall we decide on what kind of contest we want to, besides the playtest, of course, we could start thinking of a contest. Shall we do a fan art contest with, well, the current 4 classes that people can draw, clay, paint, design, sculpt, whatever they want with one of the 4 characters. And then we will select the best 3 and we will give out some Versa tokens for that in the next 2 weeks. What about that?
I would love that. Let's go.
Yeah, so maybe jumping the gun and putting you on the block for that, but will those people also be able to get a whitelist spot for the NFT raffles or for the NFT mint?
Yes,
Perfect.
for sure. Let's do that.
And well, I have something now. Let me finish my message. The first 5 people who will react with that will get 300 Versa tokens.
We got it.
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
It's gone.
Yeah. And oh, how can I enlarge it?
I love the VersaPepe.
It's nice, huh?
Oh,
Did we cover all the questions?
I believe we did. As I mentioned, Black Sheep answered all of them as well. So thank you so much for that, Black Sheep. And yes, I think we probably covered all of them. If not all of them, I think the bulk.
Nice. Well, do you want to share something more, or is there? Shall we play a game? Shall we play a game?
You want to go another quick match?
Yeah. I will share my screen.
Why not? Okay, I'm firing it up.
BRX, can you look at the people who first reacted? I made a little screenshot, but can you get their MetaMask wallets for me, and so I can send them the tokens? Okay.
Okay, no mercy now.
Yeah, of course.
No mercy, no talking. 100% focused in killing you all. Let's go. Oh, and right after saying that, I get killed. That's great.
Look at Iodex. Where's everybody?
Down here. Oh, boy. There we go. The wizard combo is just nasty, man.
Ow.
If you get the full thing.
Who's Noob Jam?
Get wrecked. I love that.
Oh man. I'm so getting wrecked. Oh.
Oh, Jesus. So close.
Yeah, not close enough.
I think now's a good time to admit that I'm peeking at your screen, Bart, just to know where you are. Every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, double kill.
There's a term for that.
What is it? Cheating? No, it's not.
Oh, Black Sheep got me from behind. Oh, damn, that sounded just too wrong. And of course, sound will be added, more visuals. So again, guys, this is a playtest pre-alpha, but it's already so addictive.
Oh, Udex's API is just
Yeah,
pro player right there.
Yeah, he's got a really nasty coordination with his mouse. Oh, there you are.
His strafing is nuts.
Yeah, it is. His hand-eye coordination and his mouse reactivity is is out of this world from time to time.
Oi. Noob jam. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm slowed. I'm gonna break my keyboard. Oh man. Oh, I walked right into it.
Oh, you don't want to do that with the Monk's ultimate? Ooh, so close. Oh, the match is over. There we go.
GG's, guys.
That's Iudex.
There you go. Man, you have some really high skills. You can play this professionally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the esports scene is out, huh? Okay, I gotta go, guys. Pretty late here. Just hopped in for a game.
All right. Okay, I'm going to call it a day as well. Well, thank you so much for hosting, Bart. This was fun. It was great
Absolutely.
to chat with the community here. And thanks everyone for the questions. Super engaging.
Yeah, and
Loved
this
it. Hope to see you
won't
guys
be
next weekend.
this won't be the last you hear of us. So we'll be back soon with more updates for Meta Lordz. And thank you guys for all being here, and thank you for being on our server. And we'll talk soon.
Cheers. Bye.
Okay. Good night. Bye bye.
All right, guys. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you guys.
See ya.